And welcome to beautiful Portage-la-Prairie here in Manitoba. Would you believe we reached 17 degrees in Winnipeg and about 18, I do believe, here in Portage-la-Prairie. And curling is just as hot here inside the curling rink. Ken Plating along with Jason Gunlickson as we bring you draw number 4 of the Canadians Women's Classic here from the Portage Curling Club. And tonight's feature matchup is between Skip Abby Ackland and Chrissy Cadoran of Toronto, Ontario. And Gunnar, what's going to happen tonight? Do you think this is going to be a good one?
Oh, I think we're going to have a real good battle here. Both these teams kind of event they've been focusing on keying up for. The Ackland team plays more of a Manitoba Tour schedule. They got a huge win against Team Fleury, a top 5 ranked team in the world, to set themselves into this game. And you can just see they got a lot of energy and they're fired up to play on the bigger stage of this event here at Portage.
Well, we're already into lead stones in this one. These ladies got started a little earlier than normal. We would normally be broadcasting about 3-4 minutes from now, but we decided to jump into this one a little bit earlier. And as you can see, we've already thrown a couple of lead stones in. Just talk a little bit about the 5 rock free guard zone rule here. Is it a big difference in play, you find?
Yeah, I think like about a quarter of the time when that hammer team's losing, it really affects the game, and it does in small little ways. It's not the hugest change, but it definitely continues to push the game more aggressive, more rocks in play. You couple that with the fantastic ice we have with Greg Owasco doing the ice here, world-class ice maker, and all of a sudden you get some crazy scores, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, talking to many of the curlers last week in the men's classic here, they were saying that this is as close to arena ice that you're going to find. They've done a fantastic job here getting this ready for us here. Yeah,
this is just an 8-sheet arena, effectively. Just a great opportunity, and this is why you've got these teams. Cadoran, who usually plays on a more of the Ontario Tour, and Ackland, who plays on the Manitoba Tour, coming to an event like this because this gives them an opportunity to play on those arena ice conditions in a big field event. So this is a big one for both of them.
Well, you can see we got a couple guards up in front. We have a corner guard and we do have a center line guard. And we're probably going to see an offensive end this end, aren't we?
Yeah, when you see the first one slipped through, so Cadoran went to the corner, and then when Ackland goes right back with a center, it's on. We're going to see rocks in play. I think Ackland won her first game like 12-8 or something, and Cadoran scored about 9 points too. So I would expect some offense. There'll be some chances for both teams, but there'll also be some amazing shots made.
Well, Cadoran with the hammer in this first end, so the Ackland team are opting right now to draw one in with their next rock. They are right now currently on second stone, so this is Emily Raffinson. Yeah. She's going to be drawing one in, hopefully to the forefoot for her team.
Yeah, they got some backing there, so she's trying to slide up next to the back for a blue one.
And the rock here. Big finish last week with all these sheets where you see the rock really move anywhere from 5 to 5.5 feet for a draw, and that's exactly what we saw there. Once again, pretty big finish for these stones.
Yeah, it just looks like it's hanging out there, and then it just slashes sideways, and that is an absolutely perfect shot there. Emily will, it's always good to make a great draw early in the game and get that feel for it. The teams get an 8 rock up, 8 rock back, and draw to the button practice, so they do have a good idea when it comes to drawing to the middle path. If they have to switch paths, it can be tricky, and that's where you might see the odd miss. But here, where they're going to the middle, they'll be close.
Second, Julia Wigo with her first stone of this first end. And she's just going to follow the exact same path and try to find her rock in the forefoot as well.
Small bump.
Looks like a perfect shot again. They're just stacking freezes. This is lost the angle a little bit there. By that I mean the blue over curled across the face of the yellow, allowing the yellow to make a freeze to the inside of it, but still a really, really good shot that brought the pressure back onto the Ackland team.
Ackland once again asking for them to draw one into the forefoot. Once again, Raffinson. Interesting. You don't see a lot of women with a corn broom and a tuck slide.
Well, only in Manitoba. When you're in Manitoba, half of them have tucks,
I think that's the only province left where you can find a corn broom.
Probably true, probably true.
If they can get it by the guard, she's got a beautiful shot. Just a little wick off the front one, in front of the house. Bites that one into the 12-foot, so
still a dangerous rock. It's not exactly what they're looking for, but it's a positive shot.
Back 4, back 8.
Weigel now with her second stone. Looking to put this one in the house as well. And throughout the course of this game, we'll try to keep you informed with what's going on in all the other sheets. We have, I believe, all 8 sheets working tonight, so there'll be plenty of curling action happening here at the Portage Curling Club.
Coming down. Yep, now, yep. Hard. Really hard.
Sweeper's taking this one, trying to drag this one into the 4-foot. It is really moving behind that corner guard, and you could see it really finish there pretty hard. It is completely buried right now.
See, as soon as that got out of the track that they'd been playing a lot of shots down, it really came down. They thought they had pretty good weight, and it slowed down at the end. This is just all-out offense from both teams here. This is a fantastic setup, and it's going to be who can make the really good freeze to turn the momentum.
Okay. Stay close. Yep. Yep.
Haley Ryan with her first of 2 third stones, being asked to follow the same path, and you can see this rock is really moving right now. She's going to be all over that guard in the front. They're going to try to push that one in the rings. Plenty of yellow in the rings, but the key is trying to get the counter at the end.
For sure. Still, they keep closing it down, so it's not all not perfect shots here from the Auckland team, but they are still using them in a positive way and putting pressure onto the Cadoran team.
Plus, you also always have the option of promoting the stones in the 12-foot, so they have that working in their advantage as well. So those stones may not quite make it there, but they could be used at a later time to their advantage.
So much better than being deep.
Joanne Curtis, the third from Team Cadoran. This is her first stone of the end.
Whoa, whoa. No line yet. Whoa, right off.
This rock is hanging out there. But like we mentioned, there will be a finish. It will start to bend and bend and bend, and you can see it is one time on the other side of that yellow stone. Now it's on the opposite side, and a beauty of a shot to put that one in the 4-foot.
Just such great patience. With that much curl, you just need to really, they waited and waited and waited and then swept it once it got past the guard. Fantastic shot.
Great brush.
So once again, looking just to put one back into the rings in that 4-foot area. Haley Ryan from Team Ackland.
Where? Yep. See, whoa, whoa. Whoa. M.
And she's going to be all over top of that guard, but she can be able to promote it here a little bit into the 4-foot. They let it kind of go a little too far, but still not a bad stone. Some options there for Team Ackland.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit scary for them now. Blue's in pretty darn good shape right now, so we'll see what they play here now.
Unfortunately, we don't have a top-down view here because every screen in the curling club in the Tavern United broadcast booth area.
And the province of Manitoba.
The province is watching the Jets game. They should be watching this on CBC Sports right now. I don't know what's going on, but we'll get to the bottom of this later. So, Joanne Curtis here with her second stone. And you can see how much line they're giving on each one of these shots. They're at the edge of the 12-foot, so plenty of room, plenty of time for these rocks to come in and curl.
For sure, and they're really trying to stack a third one, I think. Lie 3 in the 4-foot, small area, but...
You can see this rock is moving. They're just going to try to barely get it by that guard. Did they have it by?
Oh, she's
just a beautiful one. And
what
this makes
shooting.
it very, very difficult for Team Ackland to try to remove all those stones.
Great bust, guys.
I think they're going to have to switch gears and play a little run back here, but not without risk. There's a lot of blue in there, and if it's hit wrong, all of a sudden that lonely yellow could become very lonely. So
Well, the front guard from our vantage point here is the one, I should say, the front one in the 12-foot. That's just biting the 12-foot. It's about, I'd say, 7/8 visible. So she's got a pretty good beat on it. If she plays some nice control weight, could she come right down to it, you think, and just tap back that one in the 4-foot?
Yeah, I think that's probably the shot. She also has an in-off off her one on the side 4, so I think they're kind of debating. I like that middle one, but they're kind of just getting through the process and looking at all the options.
Yeah, she might play anyway then. Like, she has that all day too. Okay, then we have to come up.
Lots of decisions to be made with this one.
Okay.
This will be her first of 2 skip stones.
Because we gotta hit this one. I would like to hit this one like here. Yeah. To try and get them moving at least. And at least move back. So we can even hit this thinner, sorry. We can hit this pretty thin. Okay.
So she is looking at wicking off her own
I didn't go into it.
and trying to roll into the 4-foot.
I think we play this way.
Yeah.
Now, one thing we have noticed about these sheets, at least over the past weekend, is that if you throw a little bit more weight, they do seem to hang out there, and then they don't have the finish that we see on the draw. So definitely, just even a little bit more, as in back 12 to hack weight, sometimes those rocks can seem to float out there, and it's kind of caused a little bit of havoc for some of the curlers, where it just doesn't seem to get the movement that they were expecting.
For sure, this is classic arena ice where you throw a hit and it doesn't move at all, and you throw a draw and it cuts 6 feet. So it's tricky to get a beat on that for sure.
And it's difficult for some of these curlers because some of them haven't had the opportunity to play on arena ice, or not that often. So to be able to play an entire weekend on ice like this has been such a treat.
No, for sure, and that's why you see the big 32-team field here, and big shot here for Abby.
Abby Ackland with her first of 2 skip stones, trying a little hit and roll off her own. You see this rock is starting to move hard, and she is going to be probably pretty thick on it. Right on the nose, a little tiny roll, but not quite enough, not what she was looking for.
Yeah, she's blocked the port for more Blues to get in, so that's a positive, but Blues looking like they're lying 2 or 3 there right now, so definitely not the greatest spot for Team Ackland.
And what's hard for us to see from our vantage point is there a possibility of a double, knocking out the yellow that's in the back of the rings? We can't quite tell. So Gunnar here is just giving me the head shake. No, I doesn't think so. But they are looking at some of the angles here, and they're just going to run this one back, straight back, and put a lot more pressure on the Manitoba foursome. From Toronto, Ontario, this is Chrissy Kadoran with her first of 2 skip stones here at the 2018 Canad Inns of Women's Classic. Jason Gunlickson and Ken Plating bringing you all the commentary action from tonight's matchup.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hit and stick here.
Whoa.
It is floating out there.
Hard, long, hard.
He's just going to hit on the side, probably roll a little bit.
Okay.
Straight back, great shot. Blocks the port.
Yeah, really nice. Got a nice little sweep to curl there from the new team member this year. Laura Labonte is joining the 3 of them that have played together for a few years, and she made a nice little sweep there to get a little more curl and prevented a path for Team Ackland to get into the 4-foot. They need a saving shot right now. I believe the blue is lying a couple, and a good double here would go a long way in limiting the damage.
So what would you play here, playing skip yourself? Would you play the in-turn or the out-turn on a shot like this?
I think the out-turn's probably pretty good, and especially seeing you've just seen one. Now she'll have a really good idea how it's going to react. So this is, you never want to give a good player the same shot twice. They always there's an old curling thing, and then this is an opportunity here.
Ackland with her second stone of this first end.
Yes!
Looking for a hit and stick.
Yes! Hard! 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 Hard!
She's close.
Hard! Had to be on that. We had to barely touch it.
But definitely not the result that they were hoping for here.
No, this is going to be a draw for a multiple point score.
Like I said, we can't quite see it from our end how many it is. You probably see better at home right now than we do. But we'll update you on the score as this happens.
On sheet 5, Chelsea Carey made a nice draw for 1 to lead 1-0 against Team Darcy Robertson. And on sheet 2, Sherry Anderson got 1 against Team Jamie Sinclair.
Last rock here in this first into play at the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic. Draw number 4 on sheet number 6. This is Chrissy Cadoran looking to put one in the forefoot.
Full 4. Really good. It's all you. Line's great.
The line is good. Sweeper's just keeping this
You
one
guys got
clean.
it. Line's perfect. It's all you guys. You got it. Hard. A little further. Little further, guys. You got it. Go, go, go,
Perfect
go, go.
line.
Little further. Great sweep, guys. Great brush. 4.
It says it's 4.
That sounds like 4.
Not a good start for the Ackland team. Hey, we are done one end of play, but we got many more to go. You are watching the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic live from the Portage Curling Club.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
Well, we've played one, and we've got multiple to go, although this one was a pretty big breakout, the first end of play. Team Cadoran with a 4-point score with the hammer, so they will now go on the defensive with the last rock now going to Team Ackland. You are watching the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic. Ken Plating and Jason Gunlickson bring you the exciting play-by-play and color action from tonight's game. Thank you for joining us, whether you're watching us on Daily Motion, cbcsports.ca, or you're watching us, of course, on YouTube on the World Curling Tours web page on YouTube. So there's plenty of ways to watch us, and thank you for joining us. Make sure you tell all your friends about us, and make sure you connect with us on social media as well. First stone here, it looks like it is going to slide right through the house, so gives Team Ackland the opportunity to put up a corner guard.
Yeah, now they'll be looking to use that 5-rock free guard zone we were talking about right off the second end here. So
how important it is now, especially after you give up a 4, to jump right back into this game. So
I'd rather have that than a guard.
Not the start for the Manitoba foursome, but that they wanted, but still an opportunity. Plenty of game left, and you never know how this could turn around.
For sure, a team that just got up to 12 last game is probably not too worried about giving up a 4. So they'll roll with it and keep shooting. And on sheet 1, Team Roth from the States got a 2 on Team Rhonda Varnes. And on sheet 8, Team Ashley Howard scored 1 in the first end against Team Tiffany McLean.
Very corner guard.
Laura looks to rebound here after sliding through the house on her second stone.
This is Laura Labonte.
5, 6.
So when it comes to you for strategy when you're dealing with the new 5-rock rule, and we saw this with the men's, we saw some men right away put up the rock right away into the house when you have when you don't have the hammer. What's the thought process behind that, opposed to just putting up that center line guard right away?
I think that this depends a little bit on score and such, but in this situation, I think ideally the non-hammer team's looking to get 2 good ones in the middle, because with the 5-rock, it's free guard zone and 2 free guards. For the hammer team, it's hard to just smash out all the time, which was kind of the old style of curling. So it's nice to have 2 good ones, so if you do get in trouble, you can switch gears and play offense and guard that up.
Ackland now, putting up another guard.
Here's perfect. Gotta move a little.
Looking for one, just right about the World Curling Tour logo on the ice. And as you can see here, the rock really starts to make a turn there at the end.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a center guard, and it ends up nicely over the corner. Two really good shots from Sarah Oliver.
So this time Kadoran looking to put one up just in the top, right in front of the 12-foot. Even if she bumps up on her own, she's okay with that, I guess, is what she's saying here.
Yeah, just somewhere in the middle there to bring the play away from those two nice corner guards. Back with 4 rock, they would run up and start ripping the corners, but really with 5 rock, they're forced to keep the offense going, which can be a good thing or bad thing depending how the execution goes.
6, 7. So where? Small bump, 7, 8. Okay, it's hanging. We're gonna come.
Julia Weigel with her first stone of this end.
On its own. 8, 9, 9. Whoa. Line only.
This one really hung out there.
Yeah, a little more weight, and it's going to end up on the center line, but that's what happens. It's when it's curls 6 feet, it's weight sensitive.
Okay.
You try to get this one out. Ackland ends up
Yeah,
leaving it in the back 12. So now it's her opportunity to draw one behind her 2 corner guards.
But I still think that side of the sheet's going to be.
Emily Raffinson with her first stone of this end.
Where? 7, 8, 9. Okay, roll.
This will put Team Kadoran into a really tough decision if made well.
This rock now needing to curl, and once again, a little heavy. And this is where it just doesn't get that finish that they're looking for. So it'll slide right on through the house, and looks like it's out of play.
You can.
Kadoran now asking to remove some of those corner guards.
This is more like a standard 4 rock 3 guards on end. They both had a miss, so now we can start seeing Kadoran smash the corners.
They remove the top one of the 2, and their shooter rolls on out. So only 1 rock remaining. Chance for Ackland now to bury one in.
Okay.
This one's curling early.
Hard! Hard! You got it! Hard! 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 Okay, whoa!
And this one will not make it around the corner guard. In fact, he'll just give it a little kiss. So she still has 2 corner guards. That'll be a little harder to remove both of those.
Yeah, there's a double peel available, but we're seeing a switch. Well, the team's probably calling down for maybe a little defensive shot. We're up, Skipper. We're up 4. Let's keep it open here for a bit.
You want to play that?
Kadoran looking at the
Try it.
peel of one of the yellows.
I mean, you could just draw around.
Or just draw around to the 4-foot is which her options are giving her team.
It doesn't jam at all. I don't know.
This is third Joanne Curtis. And now she's coming down to have a discussion with her skip.
It jams at all.
I feel like if you peel it this way, that can go onto the
No, I don't think it will. I think it'll go straight back. Like, I think if we hit it here, that's just going to go straight back. It's firm.
Peel.
Peel.
You gotta go peel. Quick.
So Curtis now looking to
Peel.
peel away one of those stones,
Yeah,
possibly
well,
both.
Try to get both.
Yeah, it's a hard double peel, but it's a pretty straightforward single peel. So with a ton of weight in the in-turn, you could potentially get both guards, but the risk of that is that you leave a more central guard. So here's a pretty safe single peel, and if she hits it really perfect, she could make the double peel.
Sweepers aren't on this one at all.
Whoa, watch that.
Got a little time to move. So the top one gets the second one, so a great double.
Great double peel.
Yeah.
Wonderful shot.
You do have to hit that one pretty thin off the top in order to get that to happen.
Yeah, it's scary to go for it, but once it happens, it's great. So, no, they'll be very happy. And an interesting situation now. Do you be patient here for Auckland and make sure that you score here and don't get further behind, or do you try and force something out of nothing? And here they're showing great patience for a fairly young team. I like this decision a lot.
Auckland looking to remove some stones. Now without any guards to draw behind, she's kind of running behind, so best option at this point is probably to blank the second end and continue on.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is the call. Make a double and fight towards the blank and then go at it again in the next end. That 5 rock 3 yards is going to give you chances.
1, she gets 2. Great job on the double, and she sticks the shooter, so they are now sitting 1. Now what she has to hope for is a miss. And then an impossibility to get her 2 and get back into this game.
Clean it. Just clean.
Yep. Whoa. Clean.
Just clean.
She hasn't changed it yet.
9. Great job.
Nice nose hit there from Joanne.
Good sweep. Thanks.
Auckland now looking to just remove that stone.
Yep. Whoa.
Third, Haley Ryan. It's a bit of a roll, and this rock will remove itself from play, so nothing in the house, nothing in front of the house. Looks like we'll be looking at towards a blanked end here.
That's okay. Sorry, just take strong on that one. Yeah, that was. Yeah. What's my first one? 9? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're perfect.
So a good opportunity to test out the draw weight here. Put one in the rings.
Yeah, it was nice to get a free draw, free crack at getting the draw weight. She made a great draw last end, so she probably has it pretty good, but always nice to have a free one here.
Really slow slide.
All right, a little tight on line.
Chrissy Cadorn with her first stone.
All right, try to get a biter, guys. Try to get it
You're okay.
in.
Doesn't have to be on the pin.
Easy. Just top four.
Sweepers say the weight is good.
14-3.
I want to get this one in the forefoot.
Clean. You're good.
Make it hard to remove,
Guys.
or at least as hard as they can possibly make it to remove.
No, guys. Doesn't have to be on the pin.
Little tight.
Auckland now with her
Tight. Great weight, though. You
first
threw it
stone.
Really nice.
looking to hit. Maybe a little roll would be nice too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think a little bit of a roll, but really it's just all about making contact and then making that blank on your last one here. So just a setup shot. Try and force Chrissy to make a hit and stick, and maybe get a cheap blank that way with a rollout. But definitely want to make sure that she eliminates the blue here.
First stone for Abby Ackland. Sweepers on this one. She will make contact, but she will not keep the shooter in play. Cador now looking to do the same thing she did with her last shot, just put this one in the forefoot.
This is a reason why it was such a smart decision to go with the blank end. It doesn't seem like the Auckland team's quite shooting their best, so they've done a nice job here simplifying it. A couple half shots are good enough as long as the blank's made. That live to another day here in the third end.
last rock of the end for Chrissy Kadoran here at the 2018 Canada Inns Women's Classic.
Okay, line's a little better. Not curling as much.
Not curling.
Sweeper's just keeping this one clean.
Now. On a 14-1.
She's got nice weights.
Great toss.
Right to the pin. Ackland now with
Good
the
two.
hit and roll. So what looked like to be an exciting start to this quickly changed with a couple doubles early on. And those takeouts removed all the guard stones, so we are now down to a blanked possible end here as Abby Ackland will make her final stone here of the second end happen. Looking for a hit and roll out. Sweeper's on this one. They do not want to stick.
Whoa.
And she's all right on the nose, so not the result she wanted. They will take one. So we've played two. We've got 6 to go. It is 4-1 after 2 ends of play for Team Kadoran. We have a lot of proud sponsors of this event every single year, and we're going to take a few moments to thank some of them. Welcome back to the Portage Curling Club. We've played 2 ends of play on sheet number 6. We have a total of 6 more to go. You're watching the 2018 Canada Inns Women's Classic here. Ken Playtink, Jason Gunlickson, the gunner, with me here tonight in the broadcast booth. And we are watching the game between Team Kadoran and Team Ackland here on sheet number 6. It was a single point in end number 2 for Team Ackland. They were looking to blank, but they ended up sticking on their final takeout. So it'll be Team Kadoran with the hammer at the end of this one. And we see the center line guard come up right away, and this one barely gets over the hog line, but it is a center line guard.
Yeah, great. If you're going to throw double centers, you want that first one high, so a good result there. And we'll see. This will be very interesting how Kadoran team deals with this 3-point lead and the hammer so early. It's a great position, but are they going to get really defensive, or are they going to just keep pouring the offense on like we've seen a lot of teams do today?
And we can see here that she is giving what looks like a line here for a draw here to the forefoot with the weight. And the line, this one is really going to curl if it gets around the guard. It will peek out the other side if it does stick around.
Yeah, nobody had played there for a while, and that one took off.
And that one still ends up on the tee line, but man, did it really move.
Yeah.
Maybe threw that one a little in.
I think it's just the ice had sat for a while. No one had played there, and that's kind of what happens is if it sits for a while, you know, with these great arena conditions, and then you go to throw one and it can just take off on you. So I think that caught them a little bit, but the result's not bad at all. Just to get us caught up on sheet 3, Team Spencer and Team Fleury are locked in a 1-1 tie going into the third. On sheet 1, Varnes got held to 1, so Roth is up 2-1 with hammer, playing 3. On sheet 2, Sherry Anderson steals 4 to go up 5-0 versus Team Sinclair. And that is about it for updates for right now, guys. Another really nice center guard here. A high one and a low one. Team Kadoran is looking for another draw into the forefoot to try and kind of defend those guards with offense.
4.
4, 5. No line.
4.
No line. 0 line. It can't be a guard though. It's gotta be it. Whoa. Whoa.
Okay, that works. Probably peel the top one.
So they're going to try to remove these 2 blue stones. This is Emily Raffinson in the hack. She's the second for Team Ackland.
It's a very patient approach here. 3 down without you might expect a draw using that top 8 one as a guard, but they're going with the hit and roll.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
She can get this one on the nose. Does not get the back one, but does manage to leave a rock there on center. So still not a bad turn of events.
Yeah, no, positive shot, and Team Godoran's hitting the one in the house, so still keeping those double centers to use at a later date.
Godoran just looking to remove that one in the top 12. Wiggle now in the hack. Her first stone of the end. Remember, they do have hammer. They are up by a score of 4-1 after 2 ends of play.
Hard, really hard. Okay, good.
Nice nose hit back. But again, this rock just biting the house on the center line. Auckland could decide to use that as almost as a little bit of a guard, but still keeping patient. Just looking to switch gears probably on thirds rocks.
Emily Raffinson being asked to do a little hit and roll here off the one on the 12-foot.
Yeah. Whoa. No.
And this one is going to hit and stick right on the nose.
Good throws.
We have our first update on sheet 4 where Penny Barker blanked the first and got 1 in the second, so they're up 1-0 playing the third end.
It was, and that's why I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Wiggle now with the takeout here. Having hit this rock on the high side. She doesn't want to jam on her one in the back. Sweeper's working hard on this one, and just by her rock that's biting the 4-foot. So great job by the sweeping front end to make sure that that rock squeezes right on by.
They're going to chase the back one now as that blue's outside the house and is clearly a center guard. So they'd like a little flip inside here behind the pile of centers.
Haley Ryan with her first stone. And this rock
on it right away.
Right away, yeah. So it is going to be all over that guard. And they will get a piece of that. And that shooter trying to remove it from play.
Okay, I think just like biting.
Here, there.
Okay. Like top 8, biting top 4.
So you might see some teams run up and just peel one of the centers and realizing that kind of, you know, guarantees a good chance at 1. But here they're keeping their foot on the gas and playing an aggressive call, so this definitely could lead to 2 or 3 quite easily.
Godoran asking her third. Joanne Curtis to put one top 8 behind covered.
Yeah.
It's good. That's what we want.
Hard line! Hard!
And this rock really taking off.
Hard!
And you can see this one's going to go all over the yellow one. It really moved.
Yeah, that's kind of the same spot as in the first end where they had really nice path to the button, but if it ever got across the line and started curling, it really went, and kind of a similar shot.
Haley Ryan asked to get the same shot, this time a little more open.
Yeah.
So opportunity here to hit and roll behind some very good cover on the center line. This rock, though, definitely hanging out there. Needs to make its move any time now. And right on the nose, so it does not move.
Again, using a lot of weight there to try and make that hit and roll, and an opportunity maybe just draw around. But again, they're keeping a really patient approach, and I really like that in the second end. By the third end, I think I'd start to be feeling the pinch down 3 without, but they're still keeping to that game plan, and that's really good.
Joanne Curtis now with her second stone of the end. Looking for a hit and a roll this time on their opportunity to do the same. Try to hold this one for line. They want to get a little bit of a roll on the inside, but this one will slide right out of play. So
Good brush, guys. Good brush.
Now the opportunity.
Abby now has the opportunity here to draw one in behind a lot of cover and get it buried deep in that 4-foot.
Yeah, just anywhere behind that staggered center guard action there is going to lead to a steal of 1, and steal 2 still in play here with 2 beautiful draws from the skipper.
Team hailing from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Big shout out to Ackland's husband tonight, who's watching the game, or at least getting updates from me. Actually, Ackland is a relative of mine, so small world, isn't it? No bias, though, in tonight's game.
Fair enough. Completely neutral coverage. You heard it here from the brother-in-law.
Sweeper's working this one, trying to get it behind some cover. Definitely needs to curl a lot, and you can watch the finish now. Look how much it is going behind. It is now completely buried. Beautiful stone, but it may have slid a little too far, so it is poking out the other side, so we'll give Cadorn the opportunity here if she wants to play down to that rock.
These guys really well.
Yeah, but it's lost behind the guard. That curl is amazing. You just don't see that in most curling clubs. That is fantastic ice.
Cadorn just ignoring it completely. She's just gonna draw up to it with her rock.
Yeah, she's gonna get in that. It's just a race to that top 4 position. So, definitely we haven't seen a lot of game plan change from either team. Cadorn's kept on the offense, and Ackland's kept a pretty measured approach considering the scoreboard.
Looking to draw down to the 4-foot, or at least use the yellow as a little backing if she's a little too heavy. This is Chrissy Cadorn with her first shot of the third end of play.
She made a beautiful draw in the first end right down this path, so she should be feeling really confident right now.
Whoa, if you can! Not curling! Not curling!
This rock is staying wide.
It's gotta curl a ton, guys. Gotta curl a ton. Hard finish. Real hard. Really hard.
Keepers are trying to drag this one because it is starting to move now.
Right back, right back, right back. Go, 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 go. Great sweep.
Nice little shot. Got it half buried. Have an opportunity for both teams here. A great shot could lead to a steal of 1 or 2, but not a lot of margin for error here for Abby.
So you would play like hack weight would be the idea in a shot like this, tap it back just enough?
Yeah, I think back line to hack kind of thing. You don't even have to remove it. You just have to get it past your other yellow. But with the huge finish, you don't even have to get really that near the guards with that kind of weight. So just kind of get it out wide enough and then use the sweepers to hone in on the exact location you want to hit it.
So that's exactly what they're saying. They need to push it back just a little bit, so it'll be a very controlled weight that they're going to be working with.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's tricky about this is they've seen 15 draws down this path, but they haven't seen that many of those shots with that hack back line. So picking that ice is going to be the challenge on this shot for sure.
Yeah.
Doran obviously had a lot more ice than this on her shot, so with that little extra weight, she's hoping that this will be enough to push that rock back and not jam on her back yellow. So, opportunity now for Abby Ackland to bounce back into this game with a steal. If she can manage to tap this one back and put herself in very good position.
Tap it back so that we're 1-2. That one that I broke so much, so.
Looking to tap back the blue that is in the forefoot.
Whoa! Whoa! Line! Emily! Hard!
This rock is moving. She'll get a piece. A good chunk of it, but it did jam on her yellow the back, so an opportunity to hit the stick for two for the Cadoran team here.
Yeah. With this shot to try and take a commanding 6-1 lead, this is a big shot here to get that extra point.
Good throw, Abby.
Looks like they just, on that last shot, took a little too much ice. You hear Haley the third just kind of reiterate that they threw pretty much the right weight in the right line, and just, it's hard to take little enough ice when a draw curl's 6 feet, but you play that backline hack and you need to take like half the ice or less, and I think they just got caught with a little too much ice there.
Last rock of the third end of play. Cadoran looking for a hit and stick for two. Sweepers haven't touched this one at all. It is hanging a little bit out there, but starting to move now. They try to sweep this one out. I do not think that they are going to be successful there. I think it's a 2-point for Team Cadoran. So we will take a short break, but when we come back, we'll update the scores and we'll update all the action here and all the sheets for the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic. You're watching it live from the Portage Curling Club.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
And welcome back to the Portage Curling Club. Gunnar here is getting an earful from the ice makers on what he's supposed to be saying every end. And what was the one thing you're supposed to say every single end?
I got 2 things. I'm allowed to say one random thing, and I got to talk about how good the ice is, Greg says. So.
Well, Greg and his crew have done a fantastic job here all weekend and, of course, this week as well. So curlers really enjoying the great ice here at the Portage Curling Club.
Behind T, or 9.
Cadoran opting to put her first rock right into the rings. This one's going to be probably back 8, not further, back 12. Can they get it all the way out? They do.
It's a good scoreboard miss there, realizing that throwing a guard is definitely a positive for the other team. So, yeah, you want to be in the top 4 foot ideally or around the T line, but through is so much better than a guard. It's definitely a smart miss, and a lot of times when you have a lead, just a smart miss keeps kicking the can down the road, and eventually you win. So, good decision there.
This is Sarah Oliver with her first stone at the end. Definitely need to get this rock in the corner for them for an opportunity to get multiple points. Great job by the sweepers to make sure it's in the right spot.
Yeah, very nice shot. It'll be interesting now with that guard being more of a center, a middle guard, like a 2 in the Furby 1 to 10 system. Whether they'll put the guard on the same side or will they be forced to put this other corner guard on the opposite side to protect against a double peel later in the end.
It's funny, in the men's play when I was watching, you didn't see a lot of the teams split the house in terms of 2 corner guards, one on each side. Most times the men were playing with 2 corner guards both on the same side. Is there more of an advantage to do it that way?
Well, I think that, there's a lot of teams in the men's event who had been in the slams or played a lot of slam games, played a lot of 5-rock rule, and most the accepted way is to put 2 on the same side when possible. We're not sure at this point whether that's right or wrong. It's still really early. As a whole sport, we swept like goofs for 100 years, so and just figured out this one sweeper thing. So there's definitely maybe room for experiment and improvement. But here with the middle guard, they'll go to the other side, and you're kind of forced to at that point.
Ackland doing just that right now, asking her lead, Sarah Oliver, to split the front of the guard zone with one on the opposite side. So. Sweeper's asking to even out the rocks here, so it makes it harder for the double. This one's struggling to get over. And it doesn't. So not a good opportunity here for the hometown Manitoba team.
Yeah, again, they switched the sides, and they played a lot to the other corner, but that was one of the first ones going out there, and maybe caught a little bit on speed.
Yeah, it's still up to speed.
Cador now with her opportunity to put another one either in the rings or one up front. Sweepers working hard on this one to try to drag it over the hog line. They do a good job. They get it there. And a very nice center line guard for the blue team.
Yeah, and we see right away the Auckland team take advantage of that guard to potentially use as cover. When you're down 5, any guard is a good guard for you, and they're try and take advantage of that opportunity. Some quick updates if we can sneak it in. Roth got a 4 to go up 6-1 on Varnes after 3. Sherry Anderson continued on the steel train. It's now 7-0 versus Team St. Clair. Spencer got 1 in a tight game against Team Fleury, and it's 2-1 Spencer playing the 4th.
All right, thank you, Jason. We will keep you updated with all the different sheets here at the Portage Curling Club. A nice little tap back here for the Ackland team.
They have the pedal mashed here. 5 down, or 5 up, and we're double guarding the situation. This could obviously end quite well and with yet a further steal, but this is very aggressive and will give the Ackland team with some great shot making an opportunity to get back into the match here.
So looking to put one up in the front of the house here on the center line. Just looking to get this one about 2 feet away from the top of the rings. Waiting for the finish of this rock. You can see it sliding over quite nicely now.
Beautiful shot.
Ackland once again looking to possibly come down.
Well, they discuss here, we'll add a couple updates. On sheet 8 here, Tiffany McLean stole 1 to take a 2-1 lead on Ashley Howard. And Team Robertson stole 1 on Chelsea Carey to take a 2-1 lead going into the 4th end. I really like Abby's first call with the scoreboard. Let's just lob another one in, and maybe we have a hero shot for a bunch. We need to take some chances right now. I like that idea.
With only 5 ends remaining in the game, you cannot waste ends by blanking. You need to be aggressive now from this point in time.
Yeah, I think that's probably most people would go with that, but you know, they've taken a really patient approach, and you know, they had a good game here this morning where they were able to score at will. So you know, they might be just feeling that that's going to work for them, but in general, you'd expect a little more aggression out of the Ackland team here.
I think it's pretty hard to get in, so I think you gotta make it deal. Yeah, I agree. You don't like play it thin across space. You like just nosing.
They're talking about the peel here.
We're gonna be here and it's pretty high, and we see another one in there. Like if we could kill this, we kill that.
Looking for the double peel here of the 2 blue stones on the center line.
Like try and kill the shooter too. Yeah. You think, but still no, like hair high. Yeah. And just try and roll.
So, I mean, the Ackland team, if they score in 4, 6, and 8, kind of their hammer ends right now, they have to at minimum get to like 8 points, which would mean they've got to get, you know, 2s and 3s kind of every time with hammer. So by playing this defensive shot, that's kind of, you know, where they could maybe see where they're at in the game here, and switch to a little bit more aggression.
Double kill their blue. You're up front, but we need to open it up a little bit. So this nose would be close.
Emily Raffinson in the hack. She's been waiting patiently to make her shot. Trying the double peel here. In number 4.
She's close.
Okay, roll it, roll it, roll it.
On the nose. Straight back into the ones in the house, and she peels out her own stone. Not what they were hoping for. Bit of
That is
the danger of that one.
Very unfortunate. Bad luck to pick their own. Very close to exactly what they wanted, but a disaster of a result, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Short's good.
Okay.
Short's good.
So we have
Kadoran looking to draw one into the 8-foot here. Coming through the
Are we
port
sure?
or going around the outside, you think?
I think a little more. 'Cause we haven't really thrown
I'm not too.
anything
Yeah,
down.
they're looking for more. Then they're probably coming around the whole shebang out there. So
Short plays.
this is gonna be a tough shot. You got to throw it way out there and pretty hard compared to the good pass, and just watch it come in sideways at the end.
And we have seen more action on the other side of the ice, not on this side of the ice. So how will the line hold up, and of course, how kind of weight do you need to throw? A little bit more on this side because it hasn't had enough time to wear down the pebble?
Yeah, I think they actually must be coming through the port, so it won't be too bad. But if they're going wide, it would have had to be really heavy.
Forward! Yeah!
Sweeping this one for line, it is really moving.
Really hard!
Worry, will it wick off of their blue?
Yep.
Just a little rub up front.
Great.
Real nice spot.
Good job.
That is curl. That's like 7 feet of curl there. That is fantastic ice. There, I got mine in for you, Greg.
Well, now Haley Ryan in the hack, so they'll be looking to remove a few of these blue guards up front. Sweeping this one a little bit. So they do manage to remove one of those 2 stones, which is fine.
Just a little bit on the wrong side of the inch there. Just missed the double. And
Are you a little shocked at this point that Kadoran hasn't drawn another one into the house at this point?
Yeah, I
yeah,
think the further
they're
out
just
we
they've got a
start,
plan and they're kind of sticking to it, and it keeps working. So
that draw.
yeah, really here anywhere on that path, you just got to block that path to the button, and it'll be good.
Yeah, this one's still up to speed. Okay.
They realize that even a steal of 1 here is going to put them in an absolutely commanding position.
you can. Keep it out there if you can.
Yes, line!
Hard line! Hard!
This is a very tough shot on arena-type conditions that curl so much. The wider you go, sometimes almost the more it curls. So to get a guard to stay away from the center line is tough. It's almost like a cool curling board game. Like it always ends up kind of near the middle more. And that's what that one did there.
Go right away just to keep it out there.
Still manages to block a little bit of the forefoot and guard that rock on the top four. Ackland now just ignoring all that stuff completely. Going to draw one into the forefoot herself.
Yeah, this is a good gear change here from them. There's still room to score 2, even 3, so let's get that done.
Okay, where?
Line's good.
Not moving. Yeah, it's not moving.
This rock, as they say, is not moving at all, and the opportunity for the Cadoran team to sweep that on right out of the rings. They do.
Get out of my hand. I mean, actually, this is perfect, but it still leaves this.
Yeah.
So I don't mind just doing it right here.
I think anywhere in this line.
If the line's good, make it come in.
Yep.
Right out, but you gotta get right out.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm gonna. If we get them on it right away, it'll hold it a little bit. Like it's gotta be top 8 or higher.
So looking to block off some of the broadcast left side of the ice is the game plan?
Yeah, I think just block that path. I mean, they're fully in the forefoot, so there's really only one path in right now for yellow. So the key here is just to get it out wide enough. And you'll see some of the players that play a lot on arena ice here, they almost have a different throw here where they'll slide at the target and almost on release really push it back out towards the boards to really get it to hold early, because they know at the end it's going to curl so much, and they don't want to have what happened last time where they actually over curl and continue to leave that path.
Chrissy Cadoran from Toronto, Ontario, and her foursome with a 6-1 lead after 3 ends of play. We are on end number 4 right now. And she is sitting one right now on the top of the forefoot, looking to bury another one in there, perhaps top 8, just to block off that path just a little bit, give herself an opportunity to be line 2. Giving a line for this one outside of the ring, slightly outside the 12-foot.
Line's really good. Yep. Go early, hard.
Hoping to get that one in the top 8.
Guys. Really hard. Where are we? Yes. Well then, whoa.
Sweepers just leaving this one. It will end up top of the rings. Did not get it in there the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, it just curled. They took outside the house and liked line for the first half, and it just busted all the way to the center line.
Yeah, you do it well.
We need the skipper's deuce here with 2 nice draws from Abby Ackland.
Winnipeg skip, Abby Ackland, with her first rock of the 4th end. Needs to bury this one behind the center line guards. Get probably a little piece of the button would be good.
Lots of line. No, line's good. Lots of line. Go for
Sweepers
weight.
on this one for weight.
Sarah, you gotta go. Hard, guys. Hard, Sarah.
This rock's starting to
Sarah,
move
bring it
now.
over. Wait only.
Need to get this one
Yep, bring it in.
all the way
hard.
in.
Hard. Go. That's me.
So did not get shot rock out of that, I believe.
It's just an inch short.
So looking to do the same here with her final stone. Chrissy Cadoran trying to block off that path to the 4-foot. Make it difficult for Auckland to look at doing anything here to get a 2. Final stone for the Toronto skip.
Whoa. Okay, whoa. It's got a curl. Whoa, okay. Gotta finish it.
Whoa, it'll finish on its own. Whoa, you're fine.
Higher the better.
Whoa.
So just looking to block off that 4-foot. Any chance for a
Yeah, a beautiful
little
guard
tap?
there. Now we got a little run back for 2. Gonna have to be an all-world skips deuce.
So Abby Ackland looking to run back the corner guard into the blue and the 4-foot. Stick, not move her the second shot Yellowstone, and sit 2.
Yeah, just that.
I think maybe easier done than said.
Possibly true. Possibly true. No, this is a big shot. I mean, a deuce here keeps them in the game playing and having a chance with all these rocks in play.
A big shot for Ackland. Last rock here in the 4th end of play. Run back her guard. Remove the blue and the 4-foot. Sweepers for line. Straight back. Not the angle she was hoping for, so looks like it's a steal of 1. Well, we've played 4. We've got 4, possibly more to go. You're watching the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic here from the Portage Curling Club. We have plenty of proud sponsors, and we're going to take a few moments to thank them. And welcome back to the Portage Curling Club for the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic. Ken Plating, Jason Gunlingson bringing you the play-by-play color action from tonight's action as we are watching Team Cadorn take on Team Ackland here on sheet number 6. We have plenty of sheets still playing. Of course, they're all pretty much, I think, playing still. Yeah, but there are some scores that are quite high so far, so we're going to run through them. Actually, we do have a final right now on sheet number 2. Jason, I'll let you kind of give us an update. What's going on there?
Team Sherry Anderson with the quick victory, 4-end victory over Team Sinclair. On sheet 7, we haven't had much update here, but we got a 1 from China and then a steal of 1 to take a 2-0 lead on Team Froud. What a shot that the Froud last rock thrower Horton made to win the game this afternoon. It was just a beautiful shot.
Well, we have a rock right now in the rings, and we have the Ackland team just following suit.
Yeah, they're going to throw up a corner guard here.
And this rock really moving here. And so much swing in the ice.
Yeah, nice high guard though, so that'll work because they'll go with a guard underneath it, and it's quite effective.
Cadorn now with her second rock. Need to throw something up front. Laura Labonte.
Hard! Real hard, guys. Line's
couple interesting scores to update. Team Fleury got a 3 to go up 4-2 on Spencer, playing the 5th end. And Team Chelsea Carey got a deuce in the 4th end to take a 3-2 lead on Team Robertson on sheet 5.
So we got 2 blues in the rings. And Ackland looking just to put up another corner guard.
Yeah, we've seen some creative lead play, but this this end is kind of more of your standard. Throw 2 top 4, top 8, 2 corners, and then blue gets the first decision here whether Team Cadoran is going to just throw a nice tight guard or just lob a 3rd in, or even just throw it through with this kind of a lead.
Okay, us 3 are in.
And lead Sarah Oliver with the corner guard. So Julia Weagle now on the hack.
Same.
Going to put one up front. Another center line guard.
Yeah, tighter in, you're good.
And just keep them with this strategy. It's really working for them. They're just, you know, piling rocks in the middle and making the Auckland team deal with their massive blues in the middle.
Make sure it's a tight 3. 3, 4. 4. We're beside it.
Just a little bump.
That rock just kind of hung out there a little bit more. Three blues in the rings. And we're just going to see the Auckland team just forget about those and just draw one in.
Yeah, I like this aggression here. You know, using those double corners and the 5 rock free guard zone to try and set up a 3. That's kind of where you need to go here.
Wait's close! Wait only! Wait only! Close! 6! Yeah,
Rock starting to move now. Sweepers sweeping it for line as well as Wait. And the rock gets burnt.
This was a fall.
Haley Ryan just losing her balance and hitting one of the guards, and of course the shooter.
Yeah, and the shooter's removed. It's a weird rule in curling. The non-offending team actually gets kind of a choice of what they want to do with it. But in that situation, with it wasn't just a little touch of the rock. Haley fell right on it, unfortunately. So Team Cadoran would choose to remove the rock then, because they'd have no clue where it was going to stop. And play continues.
Cadoran just putting up more rocks in that center line.
Yeah.
Sweepers working hard just to get this one over. They do. They're going to try to drag it as far as they can just to cover up some stones that are buried down the top 8.
Yeah, they just guard in the pile here, and it's going to be a lot of work here to create more than 2 points.
I think Wheat was a little...
Emily Raffinson with her second stone this end. Looking to draw in behind the cover of the center line guard.
5! 6! Yeah!
Ackland calling for line right away.
6! Gotta go. Yeah.
This rock is going to swing.
Hard, read up, hard, guys. Go, go, go. Hard, Sarah, go, go, go.
Rex on that one in the top of the 12.
Yeah, very good weight there, but just fooled a little bit by the huge swing.
9.5.
Okay, 9-5 here.
On sheet 7, Team Fraud with a single to beat trailing China 2-1 without Hammer playing the 5th end.
Joanne Curtis with her first of 2 third stones. Looking for a little hit and stick. You'll see the entire stone from her end, so
Huge scrub here, though.
just a little rub of that front guard and it goes right by everything in the house. So golden opportunity now for the Ackland team to draw another one in there. A little tap, a little rollover off her own stone.
Yeah, first opportunity here in a while for them. So see if they can make a pistol and put the pressure on them.
I mean, our guard's in a better spot.
Haley Ryan with her first of 2 third stones.
Okay. That does it. Get the next one. I bet.
Looking just to tap off her own yellow and just roll that one into the 4-foot area.
I got you.
We know it will swing, so interesting to see
Really hard shot to make.
how she plays this one for line.
Yeah, this again gets back to a path they've played quite a bit. So just about getting the right weight and matching that to the line they pick.
Haley Ryan with her first of 2 third stones.
No! Where? Whoa! Where? Whoa, room! Close! Stay close, go Sarah! Close! Room!
Looks like a really good one coming in here.
Great shot by the Winnipeg skip. So Skip Cadoran asking Curtis to come down. Maybe have a little discussion about this shot.
Yeah, the yellow on the left looks to be fairly easy to remove. It's really just about that yellow on the right is in there pretty good and tough to remove. So it's about how the next few shots are going to play out. They're going to hit the open one, make sure they eliminate
I
that.
think I like moving that.
But if they don't unlock the top 4 yellow one on the right side,
Okay.
it could end up becoming a counter.
9-5, or do you want a 9? Okay, same weight. Okay.
On sheet 8, Ashley Howard got forced to a single, but it's tied at 2 with Tiffany McLean having the hammer in the 5th end.
Okay, 9-5. Okay.
Chrissy Cadoran with her first skip stone this end. Oh, pardon me. Joanne Curtis with her last third stone of the end.
You're getting ahead of yourself there, kid.
Looking at all the other sheets right now and
Hard! Really hard!
not quite paying attention.
Hard! Hard!
One's moving.
At the first, little rub on the back one.
Great shot, Joe.
Really nice curling shot there. I think just what they wanted. They kind of unlocked the freeze
Great brush, guys.
and eliminated the
Held
one
that.
they had to eliminate.
Ackland in a little bit of trouble here. What would you be looking at doing at this point in time?
I think that they've just got to keep with the offense and draw one in on the intern side, most likely. There's going to be no good hits, so they could play the out turn draw as well. That's going to be a very tough, no one's played there in a while, so that's going to be a very tough shot, but that would also work. But I think they got to play a draw.
No.
That's tough because it curls so much, right?
Now with the influx of fans coming off of the Jets winning the main network, they're coming in here and watching the curling stream now from Manitoba.
Well, plenty of action still happening here at the Portage Curling Club. 7 sheets still in action. We do have one final, and that's between Anderson and Sinclair. Anderson winning that game.
got a ton of like 2-1, 3-2, 2-2 games. I don't know. Little defense, and then we've got a couple at 7. So a little bit of everything we're seeing out of this 5-rock roll.
Try and give ourselves a chance at multiple. So I just want to kind of like top 4, kind of like corner focus on it.
Haley Ryan with her
They might guard or
last stone of the end.
something, but hopefully we'll have a run at it. I don't know. Same weight.
So a little of a corner guard would be probably a premier. A corner freeze would be good.
Yeah, I think they're playing a little out turn corner freeze. This is probably the best result if they can make it on that blue. It's going to be a tough piece of ice here, having it. Nobody played in a while here.
So the line's a little tight right off the hop, so sweepers having to watch this one and stay ready.
Yeah, you gotta go line. Hard line.
Hard for line right now, so sweepers are both.
Hard. You gotta keep it going. Hard. Top one a bit. Top one.
You can rub it just a little bit if the weight's not too heavy.
That works.
So a stone they can promote, perhaps.
Yeah, it gives them something to potentially use.
That's perfect.
Yep. If there's a little bump in this, is that okay, or are we better to be short? Okay. Just want to know.
Looks like Team Duran's going to protect this with.
They had out here.
Last time they protected with a takeout. Here they're looking like they're going to protect with the draw
like this or
and block this.
okay.
It's going to be tough though, because if they get a little over curl, all of a sudden there might be a little angle raise to set up a 2 or 3 for Team Ackland.
Godoran with her first of 2 skip stones here, the 5th end to play. Moving this one for line.
Hard!
It's taking a turn early.
Almost looked like that one picked.
Potentially. It's just tricky there. It always kind of ends up to the center, and that's kind of what they had happening last end too. So.
Yep, hard. A little bit hard. Okay.
Turns out to guard the other side of the 4-foot, so.
Yeah, they got something out of it at least, so that's positive. And now a big shot, big turning point shot here. A little angle raise could set up a 3, but there's danger if it's set a little wide. It could remove remove the yellows.
Abby Ackland with her first skip stone here.
Some further updates on sheet 1, where Roth is now up 8-2 on Team Varnes with the Hammer playing 6. And Robertson got held to a single, so it's now tied at 3 with Chelsea Carey having the Hammer playing the 6th end. Crucial in that match.
Ackland with a very important stone here. Her first of 2 in this 5th end. Tap back her own and try to sit 2.
Whoa, right off. Never.
Trying to get this one to swing a little bit.
Great curling shot.
It was like not on the rock at one point.
Great shot by the Winnipeg skip.
Abby's had a very interesting career. She's really went to school a lot and continued to develop the personal life and the curling and alternating kind of. So she kind of took a year off Came back, won junior provincials, took another couple years off, and has come back, and they've had a very strong start to the season. So definitely kind of doing a little bit of everything, and really still maintaining the fabulous play for the most part through her young curling career.
Chrissy Cadoran getting in the hack.
Not the kind of shot you're thinking you're going to be playing up 6 here in the 5th end, but a chance to turn what could be a 2 or 3 into a steal with a beautiful draw here.
Trying to draw her way into the 4-foot. Cadoran with her last shot of this 5th end of play.
Okay, up, hard then. Yep, hard. Hard! Hard, guys, go hard!
Sweeper's trying to hold this one for line. You can see
Okay,
it
up,
is
hard,
moving
hard.
hard. It will wreck on the front
Okay,
guard.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay.
Chance for 3 here.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be much easier. Just keep a brush down end because realistically it will.
So this one up to the sweepers to make sure it gets there. Playing in an area that's not too familiar with these curlers so far in this game. Ackland with her last stone here of the 5th end.
Line's good right now. Wait only.
Trying for 3.
Good. Kinda gotta go, Em.
Needs a piece of the 4-foot. Sweepers working hard on this one, trying to hold it for line. They are close. It's a little roll. Didn't quite get it there.
Very close there. The 2-point score keeps closes the gap some, and we're looking at 7-3 here after 5.
Well, that will put an end to that end. We have more, though, coming up at the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic. You're watching here. We'll be back after just a short break.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
7-3 after 5 ends of play. You're watching the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic. Ken Plating, Jason Gunlingson, as we are calling all the exciting action here from the Portage Curling Club. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday evening. Warm day today in the province of Manitoba. If you're not living in this neck of the woods, it was warm in the southern part as we got temperatures up into the high teens. And the curling, though, a little bit hotter here in Portage La Prairie as we have some of the best curlers from around the country and abroad here playing for the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic. So we have played the 5 so far. We have a
Do we think it's coming down a
4-point
hair?
difference right now, but
No? Okay.
Cadoran will now have the hammer going into this 6th end, one of the most important ends of this new 5-rock free guard zone.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely neither team's kind of resorted to some defense, so there's still going to be lots of opportunity, and you know, the Ackland team's going to need to get a couple guards up and try and get a steal of 1 or 2 here and start clawing back.
Hard, guys. You gotta go hard. Hard.
Trying to come around this guard here. Ends up wicking off here a little bit. Gives Ackland the opportunity now to draw one into the 8-foot.
Just to update a couple of their sheets. On sheet 8, Team McLean got a deuce to go up 4-2 on Team Howard. And Team Fleury stole a 2 to go up 6-2 on Team Spencer. That's a very high-ranked team who suffered an early loss, so looks like they're rounding into form here this week.
Sweeper's working hard on this one.
Hard, hard, hard. Okay, line's good, line's good, line's good. Go, Haley, 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 Haley. Go, 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 go.
Nice shot buried under cover, top 8, exactly where the skip wanted it.
Yeah, that's a very, very good shot here. Now you get an interesting variation because Laura had thrown a guard up in the first, which they weren't really looking for exactly. They're going to be able to hit it, and there's free guards on the other team's rocks, but you're allowed to smash your own here, and that's what they're going to play is try and promote their own onto the top 8 rock thrown by the Auckland team.
Run back single takeout. Laurel Labonte with her second rock of the end. And this one's way inside.
That was
Take
a
it
pick.
picked.
That was a hard pick, unfortunately. A little bit of debris there, and that's one of the unfortunate parts of the sport.
It was a little soft, but I think it was that soft.
Ackland looking to throw up another guard here up front. Raffinson with her first stone to send.
Just one, easy, easy, easy. It's got a curl, it's not moving. Just the one. Just the one. I don't think you're there. You're like right, yeah. Okay, and that's okay.
So not exactly where she wanted to play, but still a center line guard gives them the opportunity to draw behind.
Yeah, it's a good guard and makes them hit it, but just allowed a little bit of a chance for a double peel here is the downside. But if it's not made, it does its job. It's a tricky game. Sometimes you don't know if the result's good or bad until you see the other team throw.
Cador now trying to run off that top one at least. Trying to get both. And she'll just get the one and stick, so hoping to get a bit of a roll on that one, move off to the sides.
This is the Team Ackland's chance here. They've got 2.5 center guards and 1 already in, so there's definitely opportunity for a big steal here to swing the momentum.
Raffinson with her second stone of the end. Hoping to draw around that top blue.
Hey, you got room. You got room, but if you gotta go, go.
Sweepers holding this one for weight, and
Alright, guys, go, 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 go. Right
now they
there,
need it
right
for
there,
line,
right
so
there.
they are
Go,
pushing
go,
this
right
one
there,
back as far as they can.
Go, go. Hard, hard,
It
hard.
hits
Go,
12,
push, 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 push.
going to the 8 and gets a piece of the 4-foot and buries itself behind that blue centerline guard. And now the Cadoran team looking to run that one straight back. If she peels, though, still no problem, removes that centerline guard.
Yeah, they got to make sure they get rid of at least one here, but it is an interesting situation where they haven't really been chasing the action much, and this is the first time that the Auckland team's kind of flipped the tables, so it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that.
Sweepers on this one hard for line. And catches a piece, and you see some stones move all over the place.
It's a fantastic shot.
Exactly what Cadoran wanted, removing the stones and pushing them all over the house, so you couldn't ask for much better. Now the only guards up front are not the color that Ackland was hoping for, so 2 blues. She's going to have to draw behind one of those if she wants to make them chase her.
Yeah, it's still a decent situation because of the score. Having a bunch of biters can be a good thing. You know, when you're down 4 without a hammer, you're looking to just put their skip in some high pressure situations, even if the shot's not super hard. And they got a good chance here if they bury a couple around the guards.
Pardon? Never mind, no. Yeah, you can have more. You want more? Yeah, fit.
Kaylee Ryan. Her first of 2 third stones.
Hard, guys. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Go, go,
Sweeping this one for line. It is moving. It's going to wick off that blue up front. And she gets her center line guard once again.
Yeah, not a bad result at all.
Cador now looking here at either a draw or a hit and roll.
I like the hit, to be honest.
9, Matt. Throw 9.
Okay.
Gives her the hit and roll to what she wants
You guys like
behind
this?
the guard.
Yeah.
In the forefoot would be nice. Joanne Curtis with her first third stone here of this end.
Whoa! 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 Right off!
That rock rolls out of play, so not a bad opportunity here for Ackland to draw one in.
Yeah,
behind the
line 2
forefoot.
throwing with a couple guards. This is still a pretty great opportunity with when you're down a few.
It's a good 9.
This is taking a long time to curl, and on this ice usually that means that the speed's a little too much. They kind of go together oftentimes.
Rock's starting to bite down a little bit. Cadorn trying to sweep this one out. And it bites to the back 12, so not what she wanted to have, but still in the house, so sitting 3. Joanne Curtis with her second, third stone.
You ever play the peel? No. Okay. Got my answer.
That sounded like a maybe from the skip.
Okay, so do we think this side's up to speed now?
It's clear by the way that they're playing. They're looking to get one in early, and they don't want to have to play a draw against 4 or 5 biters kind of thing, realizing that you know, even a steal of 1 here is fine, so they just want to get a couple in the middle and close that scoring area down.
Okay. Line's good. Where? Whoa.
Low line, low line,
Whoa.
low line.
Sweepers not really touching this one. A little wide,
You
possibly a
gotta
little
finish
heavy.
it, guys.
You gotta finish it.
Hard finish.
Line's great. You gotta finish it. It's okay.
One looks like it's going to be a beauty.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Great shot, Joe.
Top 4. Comes out a little bit on the other side, but that'll be a very difficult takeout. So they're just going to draw down to this one. Ackland looking for the corner freeze would be nice.
Yeah, a nice corner freeze here, and it looks like there might be a port to remove it for later. So maybe just get a corner freeze and then have a shot on both sides and see what happens.
Abby Ackland with her first of 2 skip stones this end. Looking for the draw.
Hey, line's good. Hair tight. To it, guys. No bounce.
Needs to
No
corner
bounce.
freeze up
Up
to that
forward,
blue in the
line's
forefoot.
good.
Give herself a
Hold
chance
it.
for
Well, it's gotta curl
possibly a
low.
steal of
No
1 or
bounce.
more.
It looks heavy. Whoa. It looks heavy.
Rock is just hanging out there. Needs to finish hard.
Yep, that's hard behind. Yep, hard. Hard. Okay, Rock. Okay.
Little hit, little roll. Finds a piece of the button on that one.
somewhat buried though, so not an easy easy removal here.
Is the call?
That's a tight call, though. I don't know.
For a 9-5?
Because otherwise, we got it's weight. It's a different weight. I don't have all of it.
I know. You want to throw like a 9-5?
As they decide here, it was a big draw for 2 for Chelsea Carey to take a 5-3 lead over Team Robertson on sheet 5.
Because it's my.
It's your out turn.
Just gotta really. You gotta stick around.
Yep.
Like there with a 10.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that ice.
With a 10?
With a 10.
So looking to come around the guard with nice controlled weight. Tap back that yellow that is biting the button, and it's a 2.
Yeah, it's going to be... It's interesting how delicate they want to play the weight. With a softer weight, they can make a better shot, but they also want to make sure that they, if they do rack on the guard, they remove everything and open the middle up to give themselves a good chance on their last one.
Chrissy Cadorn with her first of 2. Skips rocks here in the 6th end of play.
Whoa! 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 Close! Whoa! Whoa! Laura! Laura! Hard!
Nice control weight.
Hard!
Trying to get through the port. Jams on the back one and rolls the shooter.
On it. Get it across the top.
Interesting situation now. Because if you were in a closer game, Yellow might decide to just try and draw one in and steal one. But realizing they're a few back, they might have to play a hard shot here to try and lie a bundle.
Similar weight.
They're going with the draw to lie 1 and try and make a nice shot and get a steal of 1 here potentially.
So facing one blue stone in the 4-foot, Abby Ackland will be drawing to the button. Hopefully maybe getting behind a little bit of cover there.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a really tough shot, but I think if she puts it in the back side of the button there, it could be pretty tough to remove.
Hey, line's good. We gotta be button, guys. Line's good. Wait only, you guys. Close line's line. Good. Wait only. Close line. You gotta be button. Button.
Sweeper's
Line's
working on this
good.
one maybe for weight
Button.
a bit.
You gotta be button. Yep. Whoa.
Great line. It's got to slow down a little bit.
Okay, Abby. Good throw.
Got a nice little spin in there, and that's mostly buried. That's a very nice little shot.
Tapping it back a foot, so it's just like a draw to the pin. Weight's the same out here.
They are up by 4 points right now. We're down to the last rock here in the 6th end.
So like a 90?
She gets her 2. This one's pretty much a done deal.
Definitely a game shot here. A final on sheet 1 with Roth getting the victory over Team Barnes.
Chrissy Cadoran with her final stone in this 6th end of play.
Yep. Line's good. Yep. Line's great. Hard.
Need this one for line.
Hard, really hard, guys.
Sweeper's working hard on this one. This could be a big play.
Hard.
Will she get it by the guard? No, she wrecks. And it will be a steal of 1 for Abby Ackland. And it is only now a 3-point game, so great end for Abby Ackland to take one. And we will continue curling here on sheet number 6. The 2018 Canadians Women's Classic couldn't be possible without many of our very proud sponsors. And welcome back to the Portage Curling Club for the 2018 Canadians Women's Classic. Ken Platink, and I brought the big gun tonight, Jason Gunlickson, who's sitting down beside me in the color commentary chair. We have played 6 ends so far. We are end number 7. The score right now is 7-4. Abby Ackland stealing 1 here in the 6th end, so we will be playing a 7th. And the strategy behind this is full offense, I guess, at this point in time.
Yeah, I think we've kind of been there for a while, and beautiful steal crafted, beautiful deuce, and then a steal. Like that's, they're getting themselves back in. A beautiful center guard again by Sarah Oliver, who's really had a good, really strong second half of the match here, setting those ends up, and we'll keep seeing what they got. Just keep putting pressure on them.
Go back to that very first end. If that would have been a score of 2, we'd have a 1-point game right now. So very close. So just one bad end right now has put them far behind.
For sure, that definitely was not the start that they were looking for, but I really like what I'm seeing the last few ends here as they bring up the aggression and they're making their shots, and if they keep doing that, we're going to end up with a really great final 2 ends here.
So we have a centerline guard so far, and we have one already buried in the top 12, and the Ackland team here trying to put another few more stones in play in that center line area.
Yeah, that one slid a little deep and gives a hit opportunity. So, but again, even a nose hit here, and that blues in the top house can be center guards with the amount of curl that we find on this this great arena conditions. Arena-like conditions, sorry.
Laura Labonte with her second stone of this end. I have to mention, you haven't mentioned the ice in a little while, so the ice makers here.
Yeah, Greg Owasco, best ice you'll see in a curling club here, and but while we're joking about the ice, it's so fantastic. We crashed on the center guard, and the free guard zone came into play, so the guard came back up, and continue. The momentum is shifted at this point to Ackland's team, and Cadorn's really going to be tested down the stretch here.
So an opportunity now for them just to try to bury one a little bit deeper. And keeping an eye on some of the other sheets. We see on sheet 1 that Roth here has won her game. They're going to bury this one here in the front. Another centerline guard. Opportunity to play that rock later on. So,
yeah, beautiful shot there. Straight up for the peel here. I think this is a very wise choice. They got to clean that center up as much as they can this end.
They end up getting one, and that's it. And then the shooter rolls off to the side, so still eligible for a corner guard.
Yeah, very nice clearing shot there.
Raffinson now for a second shot of the end. Just put another rock in front of the house.
Yeah, just patient here. Throw the guards, let them peel, and they want to make their move more on thirds last or skips first into the middle.
We're at two. We're the two. High two. Can you freeze them, Haley? No, we're high two.
There's a lot of patience when you're trying to mount a comeback of, throw the guard, delay the end, and then on the back end shots make that move for that steal of one or two that you're looking for.
I think that's a dead nut jam.
So Weagle asking
You got it.
to run off that Yellowstone, possibly get a double.
Yeah, they could all three go here. This is a chance for some fireworks.
Big weight being thrown by the second of the Cadoran team.
She makes the top one, and that's all they need at this point. Is just keep making positive shots. Quick update on sheet 7. Froud was held to a single and is now down 3-2 without hammer, playing 7 against Lu from China. And McLean stole another to go up 3 on Ashley Howard, playing the 7th end without hammer.
Ackland trying to get them to put a nice guard up in front.
Yeah, I want to keep a nice separation between these two guards to prevent against that double peel. And again, just being very patient. That's Haley's first. We got a change here from Cadoran, going to peel the low guard here. And that'll probably lead to a change from Auckland's team too and how they approach this.
Joanne Curtis now. Haley Ryan now with the opportunity to come up to the hack, and that rock just gets a little wick of the top guard, so Yellow Rock was not removed from play.
Yeah, got away from the center line, but now with there's some shrapnel on that out-turn side and really no clean path in from there, so that should set off some warning bells for Chrissy, realizing that she not only has one, well, really no turns in, but only one turn in on this in-turn side.
Haley Ryan with her last stone of this 7th end, trying to tap back her yellow in the top 12 and sit shot stone. It's just hanging out there, not making its move. So she gets a piece of it. It wicks off a little bit off of that blue. Hard to tell who has shot stone right now, but
Team Cadoran's planning on making that quite clear here with a hit and stick to lie to. That Yellow Rock they realize is in a dangerous position and they have to deal with it.
Curtis with her second shot of this 7th end.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Rock's hanging out there.
Little roll, yep.
We'll get it though on the nose.
Yeah.
That one came back in quite nicely at the end, so sitting 2.
Works.
Time for the skipper to come up. It's Abby Ackland now with her first of 2 skip stones.
Yeah, she's made a lot of really good ones here in the last few ends to bring that score closer. And again, she's gonna have a tough angle tap. But if she gets it behind the wall, there's really could be tough to remove. So if she can get this kind of on the right side of the back of the button there, there's really no good way for blue to get to it.
So looking to get a good piece of this stone. This shot may get her out of a jam this 7th end and set her up for another possible steal. Keeping in mind she still has that other yellow that is on the right side of our broadcast screen here. And that guard is also still promotable, so she does that as a possibility, I guess, later on if this one does not work out.
Yeah, she's got some options. She's going to have to make one great shot at least here, but she has some options.
Abby Ackland with her first of 2 skip stones.
Yeah, golden. Oh! Wall line! No, you gotta be on it! You gotta be on it! Whoa! Yeah!
Well, this looks close.
Needs a nice little tap. Nice little roll. A little too much weight though.
Oh, great shot.
So she's in the back of the 8-foot, so still sitting shot rock, so she's in good shape there.
Yeah, as there's no out-turn draw, you don't need to necessarily have 2 right on the button. You just, you just have to be closer than they have access to. And right now, Team Cadorn really has no access to anything, so they're playing a tough tap, and steal of 2 is still in play right now.
And that's exactly what Ackland needs right now, is a steal of 1 or 2 to keep on living another end. So looking at the line here, are we looking at a tap back to the 4-foot as well with her blue stone on the left-hand side?
I think that's a call, yeah, but it's gonna be a tricky call because they're kind of a little bit overlapped. So she'll need to get the line absolutely perfect and promote that into the 4-foot.
Chrissy Cadorn in the hack. Her first of 2 skip stones in this 7th end to play. Score 7-4 after 6. Looking to tap back the blue in the top 12.
Yeah! Whoa! Yes!
Hits this just right. She can use the yellow as backing.
Hard! Really
Sweeper's
hard,
working
guys,
this
really
one for hard for line and needs to stay straight. Catches it a bit on the inside, I think.
Okay.
Lost the speed a little bit there, and yellow still remains line 1 and probably has the same tap again to lie 2 and put the maximum amount of pressure onto the skipper here for Team Cadorn.
You want to go here? I got like a 12.5, 12.7 on yours. So are you throwing weight or
exact same weight?
She's sitting 1 right now, trying to put herself into position to get 2 here in this 7th end to play. Winnipeg skip Abby Ackland with her final stone here of the 7th end. Looking to do a little bit of the same as she did on her last rock. Just tap back a rock in the front of the house and lie 2.
Yep, hard.
Sweepers on this one for line.
Whoa!
Backing them off. This rock is hanging out there.
Yes, hard.
Now it's coming. It's coming. She may have a beauty here.
Absolutely perfect.
Is the weight there?
It's got to stop. And
Right in the back 4, so it's 2 good shots in a row. Puts the pressure on the Toronto skip here. Shooting the exact same shot she did last time, so she still has that shot there.
Yeah, but this is the thing, when you're down 3 without, you're just looking to put the pressure and make them make a hard shot. And the taps on ice that curls as much is a very hard shot. Abby made 2 absolutely great ones there, but this is no picnic.
Can't afford to hit this one on the inside at all, and has to have the weight absolutely perfect.
Yeah, even the outside could be a wreck. It's really a very, very small margin here.
Nice controlled weight. This here could be for the game. Leading by 3 in the very last stone of the 7th end. Chrissy Cadoran with her final rock. Looking to tap back her blue for shot stone. Sweepers for line.
Whoa! Yep!
They're off it. They're close.
Whoa!
They are close.
Whoa! Whoa!
Wait,
They're sweeping it for weight.
Whoa! Whoa!
Got a curl, got a curl.
Turn, Joe! Turn! Yeah.
And a beauty shot.
One blue.
One blue. Great shot for the Toronto Skip. Hey, we've played 7. We've got 1 more to go. You're watching the 2018 Canad Women's Classic live from the Portage Curling Club.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
And welcome back to the Portage Curling Club. Last weekend we had the 2018 Canad Men's Classic. This weekend we have the 2018 Canad Women's Classic. Thank you for joining us here this evening. My name is Ken Plating. Along with me, my color commentator Jason Gunlingson is calling all the color commentary action. Well, we've played 7 ends of play here for Cadoran and Ackland, but there's a 4-point difference. So needing to get all her rocks in play and try to take a 4-point end will be difficult, but she will attempt it here. And our very first stone of the end, of course, goes right through the house to make it as clean as possible. Cadoran asks her lead, Laura Labonte, to do that. So Ackland now will be throwing up guards, as many as she possibly can, and then throwing rocks into the rings to try to take 4 points this end. And don't forget, we will be broadcasting all day tomorrow, all day on Sunday, and all day is Saturday. I forgot Saturday, but of course we're doing Saturday as well. So curling here all weekend long, live from the Portage Curling Club. You can watch us on cbc.ca by going to the sports page, and you can look for the Canad Women's Classic. You can also watch us on Daily Motion, or, of course, you can watch us on YouTube by just going to the World Curling Tours channel. We have plenty of action here all weekend long, and we would love, 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 love for you to join us for all the great curling action here in Portage. Well, we have 1 guard in play right now, and Cadoran looking to draw 1 in, I believe. Looking to put 1 on the center line, top 4.
Bit better.
8, 7, 8.
No, we're back.
This rock looks like it's going to be going a little too far, so Sweeper's trying to get it out of play rather than leave it in play and give her something to draw to, so they sweep that one right out. No harm there. Ackland putting up her second corner guard, this time on the other side.
If it evens, good.
So Jason, if you could maybe run us through all the sheets and what's going on right now.
Okay, we just got a final with Team Fleury bouncing back with a victory over Team Spencer. Anderson made short work of Team Sinclair, and Team Roth beat Team Varnes. Team Carey cracked a big end in 7 to take care of Team Robertson. Team Barker is up 3 without playing 7 against Team Barber. On sheet 8, it's a 1 point and the hammer lead for Team China versus Team Proud.
Like, there's no tick. Like,
And McLean is up
we play a
3
tick?
without playing 7 against Howard on sheet 8.
And we are just a few rocks away of this game possibly
Play a
being
tick
over.
that way and maybe roll
A couple
it
guards
behind
in play. Of course, the Winnipeg-based team, Ackland, will need to get all 4 rocks into the house, or at least 4 of her remaining 6 into the house in order just to tie. So a very difficult task indeed, but hey, it's possible. So stick around. We'll see where this one ends up.
For sure, and Cadoran's going with the throw them all through strategy here and letting the 5 rock take place, which if all the peels made would equal a 3 only, but 1 missed peel and all of a sudden 4 comes into play. So we'll see how this goes.
I think it's because we put both lures through. Like, that's all we can do.
I like this call. Yeah, there should be ripping
Ackland needing to get all her rocks in play. Of course, we've now played 5, so we will see some peeling.
Yeah, we're going to start to see some peels, and this looks maybe a touch heavy. Could be a grouping of stones here, which wouldn't be ideal.
over there.
Cadoran asking her front end to remove those 2 corner guards.
Yeah, a perfect strike here would make the double peel and get us very close to handshakes.
Whoa, no! Whoa! Whoa, right off.
1-2, possibly? No, 1 in the ring, so bit of an opportunity for Ackland to work with that stone a bit. We'll put up another guard here.
Probably just double rip, but
Pam. Yeah.
Raffenson. Her final stone here of this 8th end.
2.5. Mine's pretty good. Try to curl.
Throwing another guard, which
Come over though. 2.
really means they're running out of stones here.
We're right beside it, or higher. Okay,
Julia Weigel has to peel off some of those front yellows. Sweepers on this one right away.
Hard! Really hard! Hard!
The one in the back,
Oh,
splits them.
makes the double.
It is getting very desperate now for Team Ackland. They need to make every stone count and stick around. That's a tough task when you only have 4 rocks remaining. All 4 need to be counters in order for this one to keep going. But
Team Frau with a crucial steal here to tie it up at 3-3 without Hammer coming home against China on sheet 7.
Yep. 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 Hey,
Barker takes a 6-3 lead on sheet number 4 over Barber. Scoring 4 in the 6th. And I think they can see it through the port, so the question is, do you just run it off now and end it here?
I think that would probably lead to handshakes, so I think that's what they try. And it's really a safe shot because if they hit either guard, they get rid of the guard, maybe even a double peel. So
it is a tight hole. If we peel or we hit it.
So just a quick conversation with the skip. Say, hey, hit 2, hit 1, doesn't matter. Get through the hole.
Just make some noise at the other end. That's all they got to do a couple times here to get the W.
Okay. I just mean I have 3/4 of it. We can go for it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
You like a 9?
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta play it close to the outside. We can't hit ours. Throwing a 9.
So throwing
If we
some
hit the outside guard, it's okay.
weight here. Doesn't matter what they hit, just hit something up front.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. They're definitely going through the hole to try and hit the shot rock out. But as long as they make some noise, they're going to be in good shape.
Joanne Curtis with her last rock. Just through the port. That's pretty much handshakes, ladies and gentlemen. That'll do it for sheet number 6 for tonight. Run them out of rocks in 8. Final score 8-4 for Team Cadoran. For myself, for Jason, thank you so much for being with me tonight. And you're here all day tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, come catch some curling. It's going to be 4 stream draws tomorrow. Watch some great curling.
So 10 o'clock, 1:15, 5 o'clock, and then back again at 8:30 tomorrow night. There's plenty of curling action here for the Portage Curling Club. Thank you so much for joining us. From all of us here, have yourself a good evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.